Well, as far as Mondays in early August go, there seem to be very few as eventful as this one. MLB trade deadline day, the Cowboys putting the pads on for the very first time, as our one Mike Leslie is going to get to see firsthand as he makes his way out to Oxnard, makes his Southern California debut on the Ultimate Dallas Sports Show. But the Wings trying to steal the thunder with the big announcement coming about an hour ago or two that they are going to play their 2027 regular season at the American Airlines Center. To get into that, we have PLG here on the show. Of course, Mike Leslie's out there in Oxnard. Our one and only Kelly, Director Kelly, is that the official title?
That's what it says on my birth certificate.
That is the official title.
She's talent behind the half wall.
Talent Kelly?
Talent Kelly.
My parents really had, high hopes for me, and naming me legally Director Kelly.
Director Kelly right out the woo. But yeah, Mike, we got to start with the news from the Wings. Are you pumped or are you pumped?
Yes. No, this is huge for them. It's legitimately huge for them. They are a franchise that has been on the up ever since they basically won the draft lottery and knew that they would be able to get Paige Beckers, and that has continued through last season and the ability to draft AZ Fudd this past spring. They're obviously playing significantly better this year than they have in a couple of years now. They are on pace right now of teams that finished in last place the year prior. They're on pace to have the second most wins of any franchise in the history of the WNBA, of teams that were in that position, if that makes sense, coming off of being the last place team. 19-11 on the year. In this particular circumstance, yes. And for them to make a move like this, the energy that is behind this franchise, the energy that is behind Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd is off the charts. Their fan bases are enormous, and that alone will probably serve to fill out the AAC, let alone everything else that you can come see with this team with Jess Shepard and Arike Agumbawale and everything they bring to the table. So, yeah, huge move for this franchise, and it's just continuing the energy behind the WNBA in general.
Were you surprised that they were able to make it happen?
Nah, I mean, it seemed like, there's a growing interest in the WNBA, especially with this Dallas Wings team. And you could see it in the video that we just had up. They're packing out the arena. And so, I mean, when you have the star power of like Paige and AZ and all these other players, I mean, they need to have that bigger venue night in and night out. Since
they relocated here to North Texas, 11 seasons at the College Park Center over there in Arlington, and they have been committed to trying to relocate to the city of Dallas. As we talked about on Midday just a little bit ago, in 2024, they signed that 15-year use agreement with the city of Dallas to play at the renovated Dallas Memorial Auditorium, but there have been some construction delays that are now going to allow them to play 2027 at the AAC. Mike, were you just there for that? Was that game you called recently, was that at the AAC?
No. The game on Wednesday
night
was at the only game they've had at the AAC so far this year was against Chicago back on July the 12th, but they've got two in the next 2 weeks, basically. This Friday against Golden State, and then on the 20th of August against the Indiana Fever, and obviously Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston will come to town for that one. So two huge games, because Golden State is fantastic this year as well, and you've got basically from 2 through 8 in the WNBA standings is separated by, I think it's maybe 2.5, 3 games in total. Minnesota's kind of off by themselves. They are unbelievable this year. They have created a significant gap between themselves and the rest of the league. But then 2 through 8 are very tightly packed. And that's kind of your 8 playoff teams are almost set at this point, because the gap from 8 to 9 is like 5 games, and there's only 15 to 18 games left for everybody in the season. So it's basically insurmountable. So you know who the 8 teams are going to be, probably. It's just going to be jockeying for position between 2 and 8. And Dallas's games at the AAC against Golden State and against Indiana are going to be huge within that, because those are 2 of the teams that they're trying to kind of fight for position, and they would certainly love to have home court advantage in that first round and have a chance to move on to the semifinals.
You were right, Mike. The second place is the Aces, and then 8th is the Liberty, and the distance between them is 3.5 games. So
yeah.
Crazy that we're already starting to talk about WNBA playoff implications.